And we're live. Hello. Welcome to Productivity and Procrastination. I'm Joe, and that's James. And we are a couple of procrastinators looking to get productive. And my intuition tells me that this is episode 38.
Nice.
You know what that means, James?
That next one's 39.
Well, I mean, once we get to what, 50, 51, that's the end of the year. So we're like 13 away from the end of the year.
Well, if we haven't added a few, which I think we have.
I don't think we have.
Unless you didn't call them episode numbers.
I do not know.
Okay, well, anyway, we're very close to that number,
Yeah, we're
if
very
not
close to
exact.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting close to the end of the year, and that's both exciting and nerve wracking because like check in day, like how we did this year, our progress.
Check-in day.
Check
When's
in
that?
day at the end of the year or start of the
Oh,
year.
okay.
We gotta see how we did last year and talk about the new year. And I'm telling you, man, it's crazy.
All right.
How was your week, James? How was your week?
You know, I woke up trying to remember my week. I don't drink either. This is me normally. And I can't really remember what I did. Maybe that's some kind of problem. Um, I did get all my photos done. I did spend time doing that. I'm ready to edit. Um, so I'm excited to get something going on there. I know we did that multiple nights because it took a while, but
Mm-hmm.
and then we went out, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did. We went.
Yeah.
We hung out for your birthday.
Yeah, that was good. We
Yeah.
had a good walk, good
Good
talk.
walk. Good talk.
Uh,
Decent dinner. That was nice.
yeah, and just kind of like steady progress, I guess. I think there was
Mm-hmm.
one day that I woke up and didn't do anything. I just kind of lounged around and slept and wasted time. So there was one day in there that I did that. I remember that one. And I was like, I don't want this to happen again. Feel like I did
Yeah.
anything. Um, but yeah, the rest of the times we worked on stuff. Took a lot longer to do the last four shots than I thought it would take. But we finally got done. And I don't know how I feel about I mean, I'm gonna have some products up. I guess I'll feel better when I get my first sale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a never-ending thing. It's like, okay, well, this is what I want to do like perpetually. Like me and Heather were talking about. It's like we just want to constantly be,
Right.
working on this stuff And so there's a minor sense of accomplishment, but at the same time, it's just like, well, this is my life now. I want to just work on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how I feel about it. But I will tell you that when you're doing it, that's when you really feel good.
Yeah.
Um, and what I've kind of implemented was like after each set of what we do, um, we just take 5 minutes, sit down, talk about what we just did, um, give ourselves a little pat on the back, and and then after everybody's cool, and anything that we talk or want to talk about is done, then we move into working again. And I think that's really nice because there is a tendency for you just to continue working the whole block and
Yeah.
never actually have any reflection on what you actually accomplished over the last hour or two or whatever. Um, so I like that, and yeah, but after the fact, the next day or whatever, you don't really. Well, I didn't really feel much. It was just like, okay, time to
Yeah.
do the next thing, you know. I did buy a calendar planner thing the other day, um, and it's in my car just for me to think about things and look at things like on my lunch break and things like that. Um, and and other than that, I mean, just our talk, you know, when we were out, sticks in my mind. I have listened to a lot of um, just like motivational stuff as I'm working. Um, but I do that randomly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have been listening to a lot of football stuff while I'm working. Um, but all in all, I mean, it was a successful week. I did accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, which was get my sets done. And so yeah, feel pretty good.
Nice. Nice. What? So you mentioned our walk and the things that the talk and you remembering bits of that. What particular parts do you remember that stick out to you?
Well, what sticks out to me is that, I can't vouch for your side 100%, but for me, I do feel like I have turned a serious corner. And for me, producing is kind of like just what I want to do and accomplish. And it's just kind of like happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting it stop. Um, except for that one day that I regret all my being. But so what I'm going to assume is going to happen is work's just going to compile over time, and I'm going to get more efficient at what I'm doing, and a process, a workflow such as one you're devising for
Mm-hmm.
yourself is going to happen for me. Um, Probably more with my time blocks and how I, you know, initiate, how quickly I initiate, all of that. But after 3 months, when it's the beginning of next year, I'm probably going to have a decent body of work done, a system kind of created, and a workflow, and it's going to be pretty much a night and day difference between right now. Like, I'm really excited about what we could accomplish in the next 3 months, and
Mm-hmm.
and then when it's the new year, looking forward to what is more like tangible things that we can do, each of us, based on our new, well, I'll just call it discipline, that we seem to be within right now. So yeah, it's kind of like what kind of stuck as me is kind of seeing this next 3 month period as a period of just getting stuff done, and then transitioning into whatever it is we're gonna goal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and those who don't know, like, me and James on each other's birthday, we go out to like dinner, and then we take a walk and just like discuss our life for the last 6 months and like how things are. And they're basically what they are is versions of this show that we used to do before this show, where it was more of a like check in and like get excited about like accomplishings in our life and those types of things. And it was the edge of them has definitely fallen off now that we have these like weekly check-ins, because these have kind of replaced those, and not in a bad way, because man, I was telling James like one of the best things we did was start this podcast, where like not for like, oh, we want to monetize and make a bunch of money from this, because sure, that's great, but the big thing is the accountability, the weekly check-in, the reflection on yourself is such a big deal. That's how you really grow, figuring out what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah, never giving up, and
Yeah.
and always doing that period of reflection,
Mm-hmm.
and then having somebody to bounce it off of, because
Yeah.
otherwise, you could be stuck in your own little echo chamber. Um, it's nice to have someone to hear you, and then for them to be able to throw ideas back at you,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just the consistency of that, it will change you.
Yep. I mean, looking at when we started and us now, like the growth is slow, granted, but we've definitely become a long ways from where we were. Um, and you can too, with persistence and someone to, keep you accountable. And if you need to find somebody who'll keep you accountable, our Discord is a good spot. You can search for people to team up with to do these weekly check-ins. And alternatively, we also have a Patreon where if you need someone, like if you want us to be that people, you can.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's invaluable. Um, it's invaluable.
Wow, Joe, that was almost felt like it was set up the way you slide in
Well,
the
okay.
Patreon.
Okay, hold on. We haven't plugged the Patreon in a very long time.
I know.
And I do think it's a valuable service. Do I think it's worth the price that I okay, depends on where you are. Cuz like if it's expensive, but it's also like it's a valuable service. But I would say just try to find a friend.
Yeah,
Cuz
much cheaper.
yeah, it's much cheaper.
But I mean, you would miss out on this
Oh
awesome.
yeah, look at this
Oh, look at
duo
what this
dynamic.
is.
Yeah.
You too could be chatting with us. But anyway, uh, no, yeah, that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
we'll help in whatever way we can. Whether or not we'll ever make a dollar from this whole thing is yet to be seen. Do
Yeah.
not think that we're rolling in anything other
Oh
than
yeah, we have not made a penny. We've spent more money. We've spent money.
we're in
That's
the
all we've
negative
done.
for this. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. But it is worth it, and it has
Yes.
been worth it, and that's
Oh
basically what
yeah.
it comes down to: is that um, the consistency and the accountability. Uh, it's hard for the brain not to figure out something after a while if you just constantly work on
Yeah. Keep
trying
plugging
to
away at
solve
it.
something. And it's trying to solve yourself, you know. Um, Everybody wants to be something more than they are currently, and it is possible. You know, and that's what we're trying to figure out. That's what we started this to do, and we're slowly cracking the code. It seems like, you know, and the foundation is built on that accountability and the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, it does feel like we've turned a little bit of a corner, um, and more. It's not necessarily like, oh, will we do something this week? It's more of like, okay, how
How
much
much
are
did
we
we
gonna
do? Yeah.
do,
And then
and where are we at right now, and what do we want to do next week? And not like, will we do it, but more like, okay, you know, how does that move us forward and set up the next week? Um, we are changed in that way. Well, I can say I feel like I have. Joe, he'll probably regress. Let's put it that way. No.
oh yeah, he's a big regressor. Um, my week. So my week was a weird one. So I've been trying like focusing on like getting up at 6, to draw, and because I work at 8, and that's like a good amount of time, and it feels actually I wake up at like 5:45 because I actually want to start at 6 because I want that full 2 hours. Um, but yeah, it was rough trying to get up this week. It started out good, and then we had our night with whatchamacallit, and so I ended up sleeping in that day, which I think that I expected to anyways, so it's whatever. And then um, and then on Saturday night, my brother had a karaoke competition, and so didn't end until like 2 a.m. And so I slept in on that day too, and then I slept in today, so I haven't got a lot done, but I did get I did get something done that I needed to get done. I figured out how to do the scales on my person, on my snake person, my Lamia. And then I also drew the lines that I'll need to my guidelines for my scales. So like I'm ready to start putting in the scales, which is cool. And I did some work while at work, which was nice. Because I was like I had worked for like an hour and a half in the morning, because I ended up waking up late for some reason, and I was like, this isn't good enough. I want more, and so I just started working while I was at work, and did that until like I was done with my task for the day, like that I wanted to get done, which was nice.
Well, Joe. Um, I guess I just have to ask whether or not, you know, the morning thing. I mean, you just had a few roadblocks. It's
I
understandable,
think
and they
it's
all
just a
seem to line
roadblock.
out
Yeah.
all at the same week.
Yeah.
Is that all it is, or you know, you're not?
I have to assume it's just going to be those two roadblocks because the karaoke competition's a yearly thing, and your birthday is also a yearly thing. So
Right.
I have to
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah. I'm more interested in how you are mentally with that. Like, were you using that as an excuse? Like,
No.
just like, are you gonna just run right back on your pattern, starting, the next possible time, or
Oh yeah.
how
Tomorrow
you
morning,
feeling?
I'm waking up at 5:45, so I can start work at 6. So I can go from 6 to 8, and that's the plan for the rest of the week. And
Awesome.
actually, I have Friday and Saturday off, so I'm very excited to.
Oh,
I'm very excited to really dive into some work those days. I still plan on waking at 5. I still plan on waking up 5:45, start at 6, and then go until I'm interrupted, which
so you
people will
have
assume I'm
4 days
working.
off in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're gonna have? Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, yeah. Getting up at the same time each of those days. Good call.
Yeah. But yeah, I got an okay amount of work done this week. Wasn't as much as I wanted, but I did have a couple interruptions, which I mean they're important to me because they're important to the people that are important to me, and so it's like, what am I gonna do, right? But yeah, I look forward to uh, I look forward to next week, getting getting some real work done, getting some. I want to get the scales in. It should be looking good, and then hopefully the plan I have for the scales works out. If not, I will burn it to the ground and start again because
Mm,
I'm making this perfect for me. I'm making it my rendition of perfect because I don't care how long it takes. I want to make something that I can look at and be like, okay, that's perfect,
nice.
or dang close to it. Like I don't want to. So I fall into a habit when I'm doing illustrations that I get fed up and get bored, and I try to speed it up just to get it done. I don't want to do that. My goal is to take the time to make something long last, so, like make something that I can be like look at and be like, okay, I did a very good job. I didn't try to speed through it. I didn't finish it off really quick because I wanted to be done with it. I took the time. I'm putting my try hard pants on because that's how I want to make my illustrations. I want to be I want to do it. I do want to do it right.
Yeah, I'd have to say this is a trial run with how you want all your art to be, so
Yeah.
you've got to.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And I'm following a specific process. Um so I'm hopefully everything's going to work out great, and if not, I will figure it out along the way. And you guys will hear all about it cuz that's what we're here for.
So, yeah.
That's our week. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, no, this next week I want to bare minimum have edited everything and but what I'd really like is to have products up. But I'm not exactly sure what I need to do before all that's ready. I'll figure it out. Um,
Yeah.
and what about you?
This week my goal is to wake up. You can't even hear me. I'm gonna wake up. The plan is to wake up at least 5 of the 7 days at 5:45, and just get used to that sleeping schedule. So that way just becomes more and more natural. I've started naturally waking up around that time, but I want to really solidify it and just make that my daily thing. Like, just start my day that early. Because if I can get that much time into my art on the weekly basis, my productivity is going to be skyrocketing. And it's like I wake up, I'm refreshed. I wake up, I'm ready to create. And then not only that, starting my day with art means that's what I'm thinking about the entire day. Now, something I do need to work on, and I just remembered right now, is granted, I do want to work on my illustrations for the first 2 hours of the day, but that's not the only art I want to do throughout the day. Like, I want to still be like doodling and sketching and that type of stuff throughout the day as well. I don't just want to work on the illustration. I don't just want to put all of my art into like that 2 hour block. I want to be doing it just throughout the day as well. I want to make that a normal thing.
Nice.
And so that's something I'm going to be working on this week too. Is that incense?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What flavor?
Sage.
Huh. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add before we close it out here, Yamsmith?
Um. That if, you're hearing this and you're thinking, well, yeah, maybe if I, had somebody to talk to about the things I'd like to do, maybe it would help, but I'd probably just quit. Just note that that's exactly what we thought when we first started. We were like, well, are we really gonna continue this, 3 months from now? And, it's kind of amazing, but we've pretty much been consistent for the last 2 years almost.
Yeah.
Every single week, pretty much.
Week.
So
yeah, we did skip 1 week for Diablo 4.
But we had a buffer or something.
Yeah, I think we had a buffer episode.
Yeah. So if you're thinking, oh, I probably wouldn't continue, we were pretty shocked to how much we continued. So you never know.
Yeah. And also, I can't understate how awesome it is to wake up early and have some time to yourself to actually get stuff done that you actually want to get done. And I've had to tell friends, no, I'm going to bed because I've got to wake up early.
Yeah, I wondered how that would.
And
how'd that work out?
They were like, okay, cool. Have a good night. I'm like, oh, cool.
Oh.
Because one of my friends already goes to bed at 8, and so it's really easy to go to bed at the same time. Makes it easy.
Yeah, it's always maybe more of a roadblock in your mind than it
like
is
an
in
actual
reality.
Roadblock. Yeah.
Go. Oh, it's cool with you guys. You're not gonna disown me.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
With us, it's like either there's us at each other's throats or us at our own throats. But right now, it is just a period of trying to do. Um, so it's kind of nice how the new, kind of how you block different phases in as you get further along in what you want to do. And that's kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to be in this block and to get work done. And then, we had talked during our walk about like if we saw this right now as a period of time for the next 3 months, you know, to just work on our work, then come January 1st, when it's kind of, traditionally viewed as the time to think about goals and things like that, that we would um, have a very good position um, to view the future.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we would have a very good understanding of our current possible production as far as output, and being able to use that knowledge to
Good point.
formulate a plan for the future that'd be great. Formulate our
Yeah.
goals for 2025.
Yeah, being able to estimate your output is really important. So, what season are you in out there in Viewerland? Whatever season you're in. Um, Hopefully, you've got something out of what we talked about today and keep moving forward.
Yeah. Alrighty. You guys have yourselves a good week. Send us some comments, some thoughts, some questions, some concerns. And we'll be back next week for another check-in.
Later.
Bye.